Hello. Hello there. What's up, friends?
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
How is everybody? Long time no see, even though we literally... I mean that half jokingly, because we literally saw you guys this Sunday? Yes.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're
Sunday.
just fixated on Kenobi. But hope everyone had an amazing start to their week. Shout out to Star Cabal. I'm definitely mispronouncing that, but I saw you over in, I saw you and Charlie over in Jamie Costa's video, which I definitely want to rewatch after this. Yeah, he was doing a review. I've been you guys know that he is the creator of a Kenobi fan film, and Kenobi's a huge character for him, and he fits the role super well, so I've been extremely curious to hear his thoughts. And just my luck, he was going live. Oh, no data. That's not good. I even restarted my computer.
What's your own?
But the extension is not good. Excellent connection. Come on. We were doing so well on Sunday.
Yeah, because I put it on the extension.
You just now put it on the extension?
No, on Sunday it was running on the extension.
Oh. I thought the extension doesn't work for me.
No, because you do wrong.
That doesn't help me. It's pronounced... I need a phonetic spelling, but Sean, Simply, Charlie, Caesar, HJD97J, Ben Solo, what's up? Simply Everything, Aden. There were more friends here. Jerry, what's up? Our newest member, welcome to the party, Chris, Joshua, Nathan, Pal, what's going on? Katarina, Danny, let's go, Daddy Josh. Whoa, we got a whole party up in here. Pre-game chat was partying it up. But yeah, that's essentially what tonight's stream is going to be. We're pre-gaming to stay awake over here. East Coast friends, let me know what you guys do when you watch Kenobi, because it unfortunately premieres at... Yo, my mom's here! Haven't caught her in a stream in so long.
Well, you haven't streamed in
We haven't streamed in so long. This is true.
Sunday, so.
This is true. She's been seeing me in real life. She doesn't need to catch me on the streams.
Yeah.
But yeah, East Coast friends, what do you guys do? Do you just like go to sleep and wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch the episode? Do you stay up and then just sleep in and hope it doesn't ruin your day the next day? Like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys do if you all stay awake. But for those of us on the West Coast, I love the Penn State shirt. Yeah,
thank you, Jay.
Whoa.
Appreciate that.
Michael just stopping in to say hello. Well, thank you for hanging out for a brief minute. Hope you have a good sleep. Get that power rest in before what I'm sure is going to be a mind-blowing episode of Kenobi. Guys, I'm kind of scared. Because, I don't know, I feel like the best Star Wars episodes that we've seen in Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett have proven to be the ones you're not expecting. Like, when you're not expecting it...
Well, Boba Fett, the best two episodes didn't have Boba Fett, so that definitely was unexpected. So, definitely unexpected.
Yeah, and I don't know. Whenever I'm hyping up, I feel like... I don't know, I don't want to overly get hype about it because I feel like I'm just setting myself up for disappointment, but in the past, the episodes that I have been like, this is gonna be everything, they haven't been as wild as I anticipated they would be, if that makes sense. Not that that's a bad thing, but you guys know I just have a self-induced issue where I hype myself up a little too much sometimes, but... This episode, how can it not be? We only have 3 left, right? 4, 5, 6?
Nope.
Also, Mom, beware.
Nope.
I don't know if you've been watching the Kenobi show, but there might be spoilers.
There's definitely going to be spoilers.
In this
100% spoilers. The whole thing's going to be spoilers.
So, yes, but I think you guys have been watching. There's only been 3, so it's not too much to catch up on. Clone Wars flashbacks incoming. Get the tissues ready. HJD97, you know I am going to have my tissues. Like... Something's gotta happen. Yeah. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about in this stream, like our predictions for some flashbacks, what we would want to see. Aiden, thank you so much.
Aden!
Can't wait for Kenobi. I'm hosting a watch party tonight for the episode, so I'm not getting any sleep tonight at all. Well, I hope
Smart man.
you don't have work or anything tomorrow. Hopefully.
You've got your priorities straight. Well done.
Never get your hopes up that high. Well, that's what I'm trying to teach myself, Jay. That is what I'm trying to teach myself. Colton, what's up? We haven't figured out how to watch it yet.
Pregame!
I literally wrote out detailed instructions.
You wrote out instructions?
Yeah, for how my parents can use the PlayStation.
Don't they have a smart TV? Can't they just watch it on the TV?
No.
It's not a smart TV?
No.
John will know how to do it. Have John do it.
Yeah.
John will know what he's doing.
I hear we are getting a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh yes, did we touch on that a whole lot in our Sunday stream? I can't remember.
Yeah, we did.
We did a little bit.
We talked about season 2. Yeah. We were talking about it.
Oh, that's true. I asked everyone their thoughts. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, you guys know how I feel. I wouldn't. It all depends on the way season 1 ends, which none of us know at this point in time. But if it was not designed for a second season, then frankly, I don't want it. But
yeah, exactly.
If it wasn't in the original picture,
yeah, we hit that on Sunday. But what we didn't hit on Sunday, well, we kind of hit it. We were all theorizing together and kind of thinking about what could happen in the episode tonight. And I've been letting it marinate for the last 48 hours or 72 hours. And I am supremely confident that we're going to get Qui-Gon in this episode.
you think?
I guarantee that in their minds, the whole show was laid out. The first 3 episodes, Kenobi is beaten man, no little connection to the Force, trying to find himself, and then him getting dragged in, spoiler, fire, is going to trigger something. And, you know, he was Obi-Wan the Grey the first 3 episodes. There's going to be some catalyst at the beginning of this episode. He's going to go Obi-Wan the White, and then we're going to get the rematch of the Millennium in the finale. And I think Obi-Wan and Yoda and, you know, they're going to have to be the catalyst for Obi-Wan.
You mean Qui-Gon?
What did I say?
Obi-Wan and Yoda.
Obi-Wan is going to catalyst
himself.
Obi-Wan himself.
TMoney, what's up? Shout out. Yes, go do your homework. Don't let us hold any of y'all up from getting your sleep, getting your work done, doing what you got to do before tonight's episode, for sure. Also, yes, shout out. Somebody mentioned it's the King's birthday, Dave Filoni, which can only mean good things, honestly. His birthday falling on this episode, something's in the air. That's a good omen, if you ask me.
Yeah. Charlie, you get it. We're on the same page. You got
Lord of the Rings references.
You got it.
Do you think Quinlan will help Kenobi? It's possible he'll show up in this episode. I think for sure. I mean, they name dropped him, and he's heading to Jabiim now, or so we think. It could be a Mando situation, perhaps, where he has one planet that he has to go to, but then he's got to do a pit stop on the way. So we'll see. I don't want to. Terrorstone, what's up?
Hello there.
Joshua, member for 9 months, master level. Let's flip and go. Hi, Cat and Tom. I think since Obi-Wan is at his lowest point, I think Qui-Gon will finally show up. It would most likely be only a voiceover, but hopefully we'll see him. I agree. Even just a voiceover, you guys know I will just take anything.
I'm team just give us full Liam Neeson in person. Like, they came up with the reason in the Mortis arc in the Clone Wars that we could see him in person. They can very easily come up with another reason that makes sense that we can see him in person. Right? Like, maybe Jabiim is extremely powerful in the Force, and that's why they picked this planet. And it's close enough to Mortis that he can manifest himself in person. Like, they can come up with a good enough canonical explanation for why we're seeing Liam Neeson in the flesh again, and I'm not going to question it. I think it'd be much cooler and much more impactful to actually see him in person.
Maybe he only has the ability. He gets one.
Let's pull.
He gets one chance to manifest himself in a physical form, and this is what he is going to expend it on. Terra Stone. I want to talk about this because this seems to be a growing conversation now that everyone's piecing the timeline together, following the release of the trailer for Jedi Survivor and just what we know about Jedi Fallen Order and where Cal Kestis is at during that period. Do you think we will see Cal Kestis in this show? You guys know I think it would be a sin to not have him in live action format.
What, Cal Kestis?
Yeah.
No.
Especially because he would be the age, the actor isn't, like, he's age appropriate right now. Cameron Monaghan, right? He would be around this age range, how he is the actor IRL. And I don't know of what other projects, potentially the Ahsoka show, but I don't think that's his time or place, and he'd be significantly older. I don't know any other projects in the pipeline, except for maybe Andor, which is only technically a few years, you know, it's less than a decade after this point in time. If the shoe fits, sure. However,
we already know we're getting Mace, Quinlan,
no.
Yaddle's gonna show up.
No.
The in Phantom Menace, like the tail floating, huge like lizard tail floating Jedi Master guy who just floats above his seat in the council chamber. We're definitely getting him too. We're getting them all. They're all gonna be on Jabiim, having a blast, and then Vader's gonna show up, slaughter them all.
Quinlan Voss saved Grogu for sure. Y'all, if Grogu shows up in this next if Grogu shows up at all in this show,
it's Mando.
I can't. No.
Obi-Wan already dropped the way, so you know Mando's showing up.
No.
You know Mando's showing up.
No. I don't think y'all know I'm Team Grogu, Team Grogs for life, but there is a time and a place for him. I can't. I will not. I won't stand for it. But yeah, I don't. Here's the issue. Cal Kestis, this is his prime time. This is where he is most fitting. Yep. And this is where it would be most appropriate for the actor as he is now, physically, to appear. However, is it the most relevant? Cal to me is he's like a separate entity.
Not Yariel Poof, but yes, Yariel's definitely showing up too.
Oh God.
That's not who I was thinking of though.
Cal to me is like a separate. I won't say no if he has a cameo, but I just don't know if it fits the vibes and what I was expecting for this show. Aden, I knew you were gonna say that. Nah, Grogu is overrated. I remember the first time I heard Aiden's thoughts on Grogu, he was like, Baby Yoda is on thin ice for me, and I was like, what? How could you? Like, what are you talking about? But now I kind of feel like Aden a little bit, like, don't start integrating him into everything, especially Kenobi. Please don't. Bro, I did send 2. If you want, I can try to. That was happening for me today, too. It kept glitching when I was trying to, chat in Jamie Costa's stream. It would send 2 at a time. So if you want, Aden, I can refund that to you. I'll find a way. Because that's not fair.
It's sending it twice?
Yeah. Interesting. They'll show BD1. I hope. Maybe. They did that already, though, in Book of Boba. They faked us out with that. But, who knows? I'll take BD1. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see Cal Kestis. That's something we haven't talked about, and it's starting to kind of stir more and more. When people were originally kind of theorizing that Cal could appear in this show, I was thinking that'll die down. But if anything, now I feel like the discourse about it has just grown with the release of the Jedi Survivor trailer. So, if you guys want to see Cal on the show, please explain why. And if you wouldn't want to see him, please explain why. Because I'm in a neutral ground right now, and I just want to hear what other people are thinking.
This is a guy I was thinking of. Oppo Rancisis. Yeah.
Hairy guy.
Yeah. He's gonna roll up with his tail.
Maybe.
His Voldemort claws. It's gonna be awesome. gonna be awesome.
Colin, what is up? Just wanted to say hi. Need to go to school soon. Yeah, it's so late for you. Oh my gosh, you're probably like, just wait. No. It's still very, very, very early morning for you. Go to sleep, Colin. Get in some extra sleep before you gotta go to school. If we see a season 2 of Kenobi, I hope it's exclusively set on Tatooine. Terrastone, please explain why. Because I'm intrigued by that, because I feel so anti-Tatooine at this point. Yeah. I'm just like, we need to get off of this planet and go to other places. It does make sense though, because I feel like it lessens the stakes. I can accept and buy that Kenobi would leave the planet once for a secret special mission, but twice, like, that's where I start to lose my suspension of disbelief. So I do agree that, you know, if there were to be a second season, he probably shouldn't leave. Oh my, somebody, wait, okay.
Yeah, I'd rather just not have a season 2 at all than Kenobi just staying on Tatooine. Like, I don't think there's enough story there relative to the story that we're getting right now. I mean, the story we're getting right now is just crazy impactful in terms of the timeline, and, you know, the stakes are super high. But if he stays there, then we can pretty much guarantee that there's no major danger, you know, towards Luke, because, you know, if you know, it's already kind of sketchy enough with the Inquisitors being on Tatooine, and then they didn't realize Kenobi or Luke are there, and they didn't make any connections, and an Inquisitor literally held a saber to Owen Lars's throat, and she knew that he was a farmer. So, like, I think it's already kind of sketchy enough, but maybe they did that to test the waters and then say, oh, if we have Inquisitors on Tatooine and no one really cares, then maybe they could justify having Vader go to Tatooine, or they can have more of a conflict around Tatooine, and then they can really make it seem like Luke is in true danger and Obi-Wan has to really protect him. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think that could maybe be cutting it a little too close.
Joshua makes a good point. If the series were 10 or 12 episodes, then Cal could appear. But with this short of a season, I doubt it. I kind of agree with you. They've kind of paced it well, that we're in a good spot. Like, with other shows, I've been like, oh my god, we only have a few episodes left. How are they going to conclude this? We're in a good spot right now where we still have a whole climax to go. Like, I feel like they've paced it well, where I feel comfortable that there's only 3 episodes left. So I agree with your point. I feel like if something major like that's going to happen, it would have to be in episode 4, ideally, and maybe not even episode 5. Like, that's just cutting it too close to the end for me to be throwing things in last minute before wrapping it up. Aden agrees, no Cal and Kenobi. It would take away from Hayden and Ewan, and I agree completely. Imagine if they show the 7th sister. OMG, true, good point. That could be cool. Terrastone, I would love to see Cal, but not sure how he would fit into the story at this point. It really depends on the execution. Yeah. Again, I agree. Yeah. If it's done well, and not just for audience appeal, then I'll take it.
I mean, I would think that he wouldn't be part of the plot at all. Like, if there's Jedi on Jabiim, and he's one of them that's there, and we see Cameron Monaghan, like, with other Jedi, then yeah, I think it's a nice cameo Easter egg. But if there's a whole episode of him being integrated into the side plot, then I think that's just, I just think that it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, unless it's Obi-Wan and all these Jedi fighting off with Inquisitors, Stormtroopers, and Vader, and it's some massive battle or something. But yeah, I don't know.
Charlie, thank you so much. I'm happy with everything. Test try for the stream, LOL. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
For spending $2 on your test try. It means a lot. You'll like this one. Kenobi is losing to Vader, then Mace Windu shows up to save the day. My brain would explode, okay?
Even though I know on Sunday we were talking all about the Jedi on Jabiim and the Mace Windu theory, but we rewatched the episode, and Tarla's talking about like how they funnel the Force sensitives and the Jedi to Jabiim, and then they get new identities, and then they ship them out elsewhere. So if they were amassing Jedi and Force sensitives and keeping them on the planet, you know, she would have said something along those lines. But she specifically said that they're getting new identities and, you know, finding their way. It does seem like it's not just going to be a planet full of Force sensitive people all at the same time.
This could pose an
But
interesting...
there's probably at least a few on there at the same time, and probably a few people like probably Quinlan who are kind of, that's their home base, and then they'll go find Jedi elsewhere and Force sensitive elsewhere and then bring them there. So there's probably a handful of, you know, leaders like Quinlan, Cal, and Mace Windu. But
you make a good point. I can imagine them, because obviously Kenobi's got a lot of healing to do. That's our Funko Pop bag, I think.
what?
I think.
Where even is it?
On the chair?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
Sorry, we heard a sound.
Yep. All good.
But you raise a good point that I could picture them, you know, after Kenobi recovers, which I'm curious how long that's going to take. I hope they make it believable. Like, I don't want to see him get completely singed on his fighting arm and then be ready to go in the next 5 minutes. I wonder what that recovery is going to be like, and if any time jump will occur to insinuate that he's been healing for a while. I don't know. However, you make a good point. Like, I can imagine them offering him, hey, we have a way out for you. Well, because they are going to know, they don't know what happens with Leia unless they somehow figure it out. But as far as they're concerned, she hopefully made it. So they don't know. Well, I'm sure Tarla will learn maybe that the pilot never took off. Or maybe, I don't even know if she's thinking about that. If she doesn't hear from the pilot, then maybe, but that I am curious about that. How are they good? What do they assume about Leia? What's the extent of what they know about that situation? Or are they just assuming that she made it and counting on that, and then they're going to have to discover that wasn't the case? Regardless, I can picture a scenario in which they're trying to offer him like a new identity and be like, dude, this is your way out. This is your way to get out of this, escape. They're going to be hunting you. They're going to be on your tail. It's now or never type, like, we got to get you out type thing. And I can imagine him having to be like, no, I can't, because I've got to go back for Luke. Like, that could be a huge emotional moment there. All right, we've definitely been neglecting the chat. Let's see what's been going on. Whoa, Star Wars Obsession! Remember, for 5 months? Look at this sexy devil. Oh, and Cat looks nice too. Hope the gig is going well, Cat. Hope you are enjoying the show. Hope you are both well also. Obsession, I really want to hear your thoughts about the show.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of, like, whoa, I'm so behind on the chat. Whoa.
You're never going to catch up.
All right, I'm going to do a quick read-through. Hey-o, longtime fan from that boy Steve. Thank you, Steve. Short-time commenter. Are we excited to see Kenobi go through more misery? Oh, sheesh, I hope not.
Absolutely.
I can't take much more. Fun fact, baby Leia's droid is called Lola because Carrie Fisher had a baby bird called Lola. I just saw that on Twitter last night, and I was just telling Tom over dinner that they did a really good job because somebody posted a pic of young Carrie Fisher with her bird. And I think they really did a good job with the casting because Vivian looks pretty close. She looks pretty close.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Naboo one day again. Stop. If we see that in the show, which I freaking hope we do, like, I don't even know how they get integrated at this point, but I would cry. I want to see more of Coruscant and Naboo. Agreed. A Cal cameo would be dope. He's around the right age. See, that's the problem.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
We need to see the son of Mortis. Oh, now you're talking. Terrasson says, I agree, we have seen enough of Tatooine. However, for the character and story of Kenobi, it wouldn't make sense for him to leave the planet again. Agreed completely. It's too much. He's getting too lenient if he were to leave 2 times. Would lessen the impact of his exile and outlook for Luke. Exactly. You have just 1 season. I'm happy with everything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, you guys know, I don't believe anything unless I hear it from the mouth of a Lucasfilm official. So if it's not been confirmed for a 2nd season, everything is just hearsay at this point. It would retcon for Luke not to be the hero. I'm so far behind that I don't know what that is in context to. As much as I want a Kenobi Season 2, I can accept the fact that not every series needs a 2nd or more season. Agreed, and that is completely the case for this show. Hoping for Quinlan Voss tonight. I want to see the Grand Inquisitor on a revenge quest to get Reva. Yeah, I'm curious to see when he's going to pop back in. And to what capacity, because I feel like he was barely in the show. I want to see more of him. If there's still one thing that carried over to Vader from Anakin, it's a hatred of sand. So I doubt Vader would visit Tatooine in person. That's a good point. I love your reaction to seeing Darth Vader, and that was the best part of your Obi-Wan Kenobi reaction. Yeah, sorry, I keep getting a lot of comments that are like, this is stupid, you're not even saying anything. And I'm like, what do you want me to say when I'm speechless? Like, this is, I'm filming this to capture whatever naturally happens. I'm not going to force words if nothing comes to mind. And at the end of episode 3, my brain literally did shut off and I just couldn't say anything. So I was like, I'm going to stop the camera. I'll show you like 5 minutes of me sitting in silence, but just so you get the picture that I don't know what to say. Personally, I'm not interested in seeing Cal in the series because it's named Obi-Wan Kenobi. Simple. I feel like there's already so much story that can be explored with Kenobi during this period. You know what? You're right. Kenobi is enough. He is enough. Cal, there's plenty of room for him to be integrated elsewhere. Sam Witwer needs his movie or series of him playing the apprentice of Darth Vader. Oh yes, a Force Unleashed. That would be sweet. Having Cal on the show would take away from the games. Interesting, Kevin. Please explain why. If Kenobi gets saved by a droid again after the second fight, I'm going to be mad. I'm serious, y'all. I genuinely think he's gonna have to like fake his death. How else are they gonna stop following him? The only thing I can imagine is if they kill off Reva and she is the most fixated on it, the rest of them seem to be able to shake it off, or at least let it go. Reva will not stop until Kenobi is in the palm of her hand.
Reva's gonna die.
That's what I'm saying.
Before the show ends. Like, she's gonna be dead as a doornail.
That's what I'm saying. That can be the only option, because as long as she's living, he's not safe. She's not gonna just drop it. She went to Tatooine once, she could go back again. Like, something has to happen to get her out of the picture.
Yeah. But no, Kenobi has to win, and Vader has to get put in his place because of when I last left you, I was but the learner, but now I'm the master. Because of that line, Obi-Wan has to put Vader in his place. And yeah, you're right that, you know, it would seem like he would have to go incognito, fake his death, do something to make Vader feel like he won, and then he would stop chasing him. However, he's already not found him for 10 years, so who says that 9 more years is impossible? Even if he knows he's alive.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that Palpatine getting involved and, you know, tightening Vader's leash and punishing him for the, you know, all the side storying that's going on, hunting Kenobi, and the attention he's pulling away from other Sith Lord duties that he has. I feel like that could be an explanation for Vader knowing that Kenobi's alive. Because in the original trilogy, Palpatine says, he does not feel like Kenobi's alive. Isn't there some line where he's like, if he's still alive? Or no, it's Tarkin. Isn't it Tarkin? Isn't there some dialogue between Vader and Tarkin where Tarkin's like, if he's alive, or maybe I'm making stuff up. I don't know.
I feel like you are.
Maybe I am. Maybe it's in a comic. Could be in a comic. I don't know. Chat, let me know. I'm scrolling all the way down. I need to see.
Yo, Walmart Calcast.
What's up, Cal?
Thank you for the chat. What's up, my man? Live action Calcast tonight, please. I imagine you're probably hyped for that. Yo, I need another poll. All right, we're gonna end this poll. So a lot of people agree that they could break, you know, the myth of Qui-Gon not being able to manifest physically, which I frankly wouldn't be upset about.
They've done it before. Do it again. Give us Liam Neeson.
So yeah, a lot of people think he could show up. Can I make another poll? Let's go! All right. Cal Kestis. because I'm genuinely torn now. Like, is this just completely fan generated, or like, are there actual chances that Cal will show up? Like, I don't know what to pay attention to. I'm definitely trying to do a better job of, guys, I'm learning. I'm trying to be better at not going on Twitter and looking at theories, like I did for Book of Boba Fett, which set me up for disappointment. Like, I've really barely skimmed like Kenobi discourse online, and I feel like it's just been a lot better for me. I've seen a few things, but it's really just discussions about plot or certain lines. There's a lot of drama over Kenobi's line in the previous episode, you know, when Leia asks, "Are you my real father?" And he replies saying, "I wish I was." And clearly a lot of people are interpreting that in interesting ways, which I can't fault them, because it is an interesting line. Like, they could have chosen something else. Well, people think him saying, "I wish I could say it was, but I'm not."
Obi-Wan, Padme. That'll be a twist. That'd be a twist. Obi-Wan's actually the father. But yeah, Tarkin surely must be dead by now. Thank you. Thank you, chat. Appreciate it. I'm not making stuff up. I know my OT lore. Uncharted,
I am going to be filming a reaction. Yes, there will be reactions to all Kenobi episodes, probably every Star Wars series going forward, and even maybe Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm just... Throwback to the days when I was in such denial and I didn't want to be a reaction channel. The OGs around here will know. If you guys were here in the start, like before we even hit 10K, you'll know that I fought so hard. I was like, I don't want to just do reactions. But we take so much joy. Like, we watch reactions a lot now, especially with Kenobi. Like, we love watching reaction compilations because it's just cool to see other people taking joy in it and nerding out and absolutely like going ballistic reacting to something. It's just fun. So I've seen, as a viewer of other reaction videos, I've kind of lightened up on my anti-reaction channel stance. No. So for now, yes, at this point I definitely want to film reactions to obviously Rest of Kenobi, Andor, Ahsoka, Mando. I learned my lesson. I think Mandalorian finale taught me. I was like, gosh darn it, that was such a missed opportunity, because both of our jaws were just on the floor. So
yeah, talk about a finale.
Yeah. Nicholas Brown says the Martez sisters. Oh, could you imagine? All right, I'm way behind. Palpatine, yeah. Is Palpatine... we talked... That was our poll last week. All of our polls so far have just been...
End it. We're at 66.
Oh.
End it. Nice.
Are you serious?
Come on.
What if we only got like 15 votes?
39 votes.
Okay.
It's a good amount.
Aden, thank you so much again. Literally, the 10K celebration became a 5-hour reaction stream. That's when you became a reaction channel. This is true. Nothing wrong with
that's just science. That's the math to back it up, Aden.
Yeah.
Well researched. Well done. Yeah.
Anything better than watching you driving the Batmobile? Oh my goodness. No, I will agree with you on that. Jay. It's true.
Oh, that's
JP,
so funny.
Super big fan of you, Catherine. Definitely could see you on the big screen of a Star Wars film. Let's manifest it, y'all. Also had a question. Do you think they'll ever make a Old Republic show or movie? Yes. I feel optimistic and confident about saying yes to anything, honestly, and for Star Wars these days, especially. I feel like Kenobi is going to be a great catalyst because they have seen the prequel love. They've seen the outpouring of just like positive hype surrounding this show, and regardless of what the Rotten Tomatoes scores might be, I feel like that's not representative of how most people think about the show right now.
It is really surprising that they're that low. Like, I saw that when it came out, and it was like the first time I saw it, I think it was obviously after episode 2, because 1 and 2 came out at the same time, but before episode 3, and it was like 50-something%, and I was kind of stunned. Like, there is a lot of negative feedback about mainly young Leia and Reva and,
Funny.
breaking
All the girl characters.
breaking the OT, what the OT is set up. And it is kind of surprising because, usually, not so much you, but me, I'm pretty nitpicky, and I truly have no qualms at all in terms of story and dialogue and, plot, and I really don't have any qualms. I initially, watching episode 3 during their fight, I was initially kind of let down, because all you can think about is, battle the heroes on Mustafar, and then, you see that and it's so totally different. But thinking about it, it completely makes sense. Obi-Wan is a broken man. He's just parrying Vader. He's just blocking Vader's one-handed trolling, blows with his saber. And it totally makes sense. But yeah, the only thing, like we were talking about on Sunday, is, I think that it deserves, infinitely more budget than what it got. I'm still an advocate for it being a 3-movie trilogy on the big screen, because it's just so, the story it's literally episode 3.5 of Star Wars, which Disney hasn't done anything like that, revolving solely around legacy characters, and the story is directly revolved with legacy characters. This is the first time they're doing it, because the sequels, Han, Luke, and Leia were in it, but they weren't the protagonists. They were barely in it. They all just died. So kidding, because it's a show on Disney Plus. So
who just said it? Sal, what's up? Good night. Good to see you. Enjoy the episode. Someone just made a really good point. Sonic Black, yes. I hope we can get a Star Wars movie, not a show. But I think I think we're in an interesting time period now, and just, oh no, YouTube is not receiving enough to maintain a smooth stream.
Why are you reading it all? They can't see it.
It's hard to not.
They can't see it.
But just the landscape of the film and television industry right now, we're in a time frame where everything is about streaming, and every single, platform and app are all starting their own streaming. We have HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus. Yeah.
But look at No Way Home.
TV.
No Way Home, Multiverse of Madness, Top Gun. They all crushed it at the box office.
Yes.
Batman.
Yes. However,
You're telling me Kenobi movie trilogy would not crush it at the box office?
yeah, 100% would. I'm just saying, streaming and miniseries are extremely appealing right now. And I think it's just, I don't mind TV shows. I don't mind.
Yeah, because they're lower budget, easy to produce. But if you're telling me I want this on the big screen, this deserves the $100-200 million budget for a 2-hour, 3-part movie trilogy. And you can tell, you compare Revenge of the Sith and the visuals and the score and the everything that's going on, the CG. Revenge of the Sith looks and feels better. And that was made 20 years ago.
Hey, you know how I feel about the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. Those films are timeless when it comes to the CG, because those are just so much more believable. Yes. Yes.
Anyone seen the Black Gate scene?
Oh my god, that's one scene. Anyway, my point is, I think we are just going to have to get used to this, because yes, as Edward says, streaming in a world post-pandemic is the new appeal. I think it's just,
I don't know. I just named 4 movies that were breaking box office records.
But I think we have also seen, look at Morbius. That was a Marvel film.
But it's a trash movie. I haven't seen it, so I guess I can't say it's trash. But based off of everything, it's known for one stupid meme line, and it's bombed twice at the box office. So Kenobi is not Morbius. And it makes sense based on what we've heard about them being surprised at the success of the show, that they decided to play it super conservative and just make it a low risk, limited series. But it does make me sad to think that they, like, that the fact that they made the decision and they thought, oh wow, we're not so sure about how this would do in the box office. Yeah, they were probably scared by Solo, and like they were going to announce the Boba Fett movie and the Kenobi movie after Solo, but then Solo bombed, and then they, canceled that and reworked it all. And it just makes me sad, because this story 100% deserves the $200 million budget for 3 2-hour movies. Even if it wasn't a trilogy, even if it was a 2-part movie. Like, right, in theory, we have like 5 hours of, actual episode time, because each episode is like 30-40 minutes of actual episode time. And so, you multiply a half hour by 3, you got 3 hours, but it's a little more, so 4 to 5 hours ish. So if you have 2 movies, the first part is the first 3 episodes, the second movie, second 3 episodes, with $200 million budget each. I mean, it's incredible. And like, we're all getting robbed by having to watch it on our TVs and not getting this in the movie theater experience.
Well,
Personally.
you never know. Maybe one day. Maybe.
But it's not going to be the same.
No, it's obviously better watching it for the first time.
And yeah, now, like, yeah, if we just, like, at Celebration, like, everyone at Celebration who got to go to the premiere of the first 2 episodes, like, yeah, they saw it on the big screen with surround sound and the giant, convention center, giant auditorium in the convention center. But, which is better than watching it on the TV. But, like, we're not just getting robbed of the experience of being in the theater, but just the budget and the visuals and, everything that a Star Wars saga film has gotten in the past. We're getting robbed on that front. And, grand scheme of things, like, yeah, this is one, feeling that I have, and, I feel like we're getting robbed. But in terms of the story and the plot and the character arcs and everything, like, it's flawless. It's perfect. I have no complaints whatsoever. And, it's the best Star Wars story I think we've gotten, since Revenge of the Sith. Rogue One was fantastic. The Clone Wars finale was unbelievable. Mando's great. Boba was solid. But, like, in terms of impact to the timeline and the main characters, legacy characters this is revolving around, it's really unbelievable. And, I'll take this scenario versus the show comes out, the plot sucks, it's awful, and we don't get it on the big screen. Then, yeah, that makes it worse. But anyway, not to get all negative, because we are truly very excited.
Yeah. How did we go from Rotten Tomatoes to that?
Well, because it was 50-something%, and for people who don't maybe care about the plot, they see the show, they're like, wow, this looks worse than Mando.
I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is the equivalent of, like, Yelp these days. Like, anyone can go on there and say anything, and also people are more inclined to say something bad if they feel badly than go on and say something good. I love Kenobi. I'm not going on writing a Rotten Tomatoes thing about it. Like, that's the thing. I feel like Rotten Tomatoes has lost its credibility when it comes to the actual ratio of the scores versus what the vast majority of people feel.
Yeah, it's just I was very, for something like this, like, if you think about, like, what I would have expected, I would expect that critics would hate this show and that the audience would love it. I feel like it would go towards that end, versus kind of the sequels were all, well, I guess not all of them, because I think Rise of Skywalker was on the, well, I forget what they were, but I would think that the critics would dog on this show because of, we all know how critics love the prequels, and that's obviously a lot of flashbacks and things related to the prequels and all that. So I would expect that critics would have dogged on the show and audience would have loved it, but it's the complete opposite. It has a solid critics rating, and the audience rating is not good at all. So
Jay makes a good point. And I agree wholeheartedly with this. The good thing about not seeing it in the movie theaters is you don't have to face the crowds. And that's exactly how I feel, because obviously there were a handful of very lucky fans, well, more like an audience, a whole crowd full of very lucky fans who got to go and watch first 2 episodes as the world premiere at Celebration. But I can't with Kenobi, frankly, with any movie. When I go to see any film, I can't hear other people. I don't want to hear other people cheering. Like, I will take it for like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's entrances in Spider-Man No Way Home. But that's it. I feel like this is starting to integrate into other films now, other atmospheres that aren't like a Marvel movie where that's more appropriate, like crowd reaction. So I would not have wanted to handle that.
Yeah.
But
Sand has a fantastic point. You see Sand's point?
Hang on, I gotta catch up. Charlie, thank you so much. Well, it's still fresh in my mind. I have to point out, in one universe, Obi-Wan and Padme got together, aka Darth Padme and Ewan McGregor stunt double. Oh my god. I was like, wait, where is this going? Phew, you scared me there for a second, funny. Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. David
Kaplan says, I love your channel. Is there any part of you that feels the show is not up to the standard that this story deserves? It seems a little low budget. Well, Tom clearly just went on a 10-minute rant about that. But David, thank you, David.
I totally agree with you. Thank you for that super chat.
I keep saying, and this could just be my inner shill, and y'all, I'll admit it. You can call me out. I'll call myself out. I've said it before, and I won't deny. Maybe I'm a shill, but I just...
Yeah, this is a good...
Said anything.
Sorry.
I haven't even said anything. I am more in the boat of I'm just grateful that it's happening. Maybe that makes me a shill if I would rather see the story told with whatever budget versus not see it at all if it can't be maximum $1 billion budget like this Lord of the Rings Amazon Prime series is, right? Like, that's gonna be $1 billion.
Talk about wasting money. Visuals look like crap.
You can talk now. What were you gonna say? Wait, never mind. Julian came back. I think Mace should come out in the Kenobi show. If he doesn't, we deserve to hear him talking to Kenobi about what happened between him and Anakin. This is true. And
that would be a meaty conversation.
The Mace Windu is a Force ghost. I get so fixated on the theories of he's not dead yet. I haven't considered the possibility that even if he is, his Force ghost is still roaming around out there. But he wouldn't have ever learned how to manifest or chat with people.
Yeah.
So maybe his Force ghost is in purgatory. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are saying that, yeah, like they agree that it deserves a much higher budget, but, you know, it deserves to have the movie quality. But, you know, if you're going to take quality over quality of the production, or quality of the story and the impact and the plot and everything, like, yeah, I think the majority of people here are going to be, you know, happy that they have nailed the story and the plot thus far. Even if, you know, if you have to prioritize story and, you know, the impact of the story and the character development and the plot, or making it look flawless and beautiful and all that, like, yeah, people should take the character and the story. Because we got some pretty beautiful looking movies that a lot of people are not too happy about. So, you know, just because it's beautiful, you know, doesn't mean that it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's a complete opposite side of the coin.
But yeah.
I'll take product of the story over product of the quality of the story over quality of the finished product, if that makes sense. I agree with who just said this. Shane, I totally agree. Just so happy that the story is being told. Yeah, and like, this is something that we're gonna have forever. Like, I don't mind the expansion of the Star Wars lore and the canon and these characters. You know, if you had told me this was gonna be happening when I finished watching Revenge of the Sith, crying, shaking, sobbing as a 9-year-old, like, I wouldn't even have believed you, but I would have been like, heck yes, can I have it now, please? Because I want some closure with these characters and their relationship, and like, just help me out. Like, so I'm just happy that it's happening.
What? So funny.
Nothing. You guys look so beautiful. Love your channel. Thank you so much, LXSTJXDI. Thank you.
Thanks, LX.
Kat, are you okay after that last Vader fight? Listen, I'm still in disbelief that even happened. I just can't get over, like, Tom's sister and I were kind of talking about this because we both crushed hard on Anakin. Still do. And I know he's still in there, which makes me extremely conflicted seeing the way he treated those townsfolk.
Snapping them necks.
Absolutely incinerated Kenobi. But I still love it. It's so hard. I'm struggling with that. It's hard. I saw on Twitter, I saw this in a comment. I forget on what post. Maybe it was one of my community posts today, and someone was like, please just show me. I just want to see Anakin. And that's something I really am starting to want out of this show. I want to see Vader unmasked. I want to see him in his chambers. I want to see him.
We already got that.
For 2 seconds, and honestly, that scene didn't look great.
Yeah. That's the whole intro
really
of episode
blurry.
3 was not. When we're talking about production value, that was something that looked not fantastic. Like, if you think about Vader being built at the end of Revenge of the Sith, like, it looks fantastic, and it's like crystal clear. I mean, you compare Anakin getting in the suit in Revenge of the Sith and Anakin getting in the suit in Kenobi, and this does look of much poorer quality. And where, like, when you're like, when I was watching it, I was like, this looks something, like, I was thinking about the look of it. Versus Revenge of the Sith, you don't think about the look at all. You're like, you're just totally immersed in the story. But like, when this, you're thinking like the way the claws look and they're coming down, and like his back, like it looks fake almost.
Everything, it was just extremely foggy. I agree. I think somebody made a good point. It looks like it could be like a game, like game capture.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I'm not gonna lie, like, and immediately I was like, why is this so blurry? Like, I want to see this full-blown, give me 4K, 6K quality here. I know you have those cameras. Like, I was questioning why are they making it so difficult to see? Why is this like the Battle of Winterfell? I can't see a thing. Like, it wasn't that bad. But it was like blurry. I was like, this isn't super crisp. And I feel like maybe it was intentional. Like,
I think it makes sense.
An original thought that I had to just immediately counteract my initial, like, why is this blurry? And I could see it as an artistic choice. Like, it was super foggy in there, lots of smoke, not revealing it right away, and building up to an even more satisfying scene where we will hopefully see more of Hayden, because I'm also trying to imagine, I think I'm just relieved that he came back, but the fact that he did come back has to mean that there's, like, at least a couple more scenes where we see unmasked Vader.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, we already saw Anakin in robes in episode 3.
This is true.
We saw him, so they've already done it. Like, I guarantee we are 100%. I will put every cent to my name on us seeing Anakin storm the Jedi Temple. They started with Order 66, and it has to be Reva's origin story. And they're gonna close it out for Reva's character mainly, but to also show us Hayden storming the Jedi Temple in the flesh. And we're gonna get more of it.
It's definitely gonna happen.
It has to happen. Totally gonna happen. Because that explains how Reva knows that Vader is Anakin.
I feel like we could see, I was trying to think of, like, what flashbacks could be applicable. I feel like we could totally see a flashback to a Clone Wars era mission with not Vader, Anakin and Obi-Wan, because there were so many instances where Anakin had to save Obi-Wan's skins. Obi-Wan got tossed around a lot. throughout the Clone Wars, and very often Anakin was coming in to save the day for him. I feel like that could just be a flashback to some sort of mission or them together in the Clone Wars times, like showing Obi-Wan in distress and Anakin coming to his aid could really like hit the heart, especially following what just happened. Like, because Obi-Wan's probably trying to process what just happened. His former best friend, who he just learned is alive 24 hours prior, not even, tried to incinerate him. Like, that's gotta be tough. So to go from that into some nightmare flashbacks while he's recovering about the good times, the good old days, where Anakin was doing the complete opposite and saving his life, I feel like that could have a lot of weight to it. If we don't get new flashback footage of Anakin and Obi-Wan, this will be such a missed opportunity. We'll see. We'll see. See, I'm talking here. But
yeah, Nicholas Brown, to your point about the budget, we haven't seen the whole show yet.
yes.
And so if they looked at the entire script and said, okay, we're saving 75% of the budget for the last 2 episodes, and the majority of effort and energy and finance spent on the first 4 episodes, it's weighted unequally, then that's totally fine. Like, we know we're getting a rematch. We know it's supposed to be the greatest dueling of lightsabers since Revenge of the Sith, if not in all of Star Wars. Like, we know we're getting this at the end of the show. So you would think that as the main finale and conflict and resolution of the show happens, that's where the most money and effort and time and choreography would be spent. So I think we got light at the end of the tunnel. I think a lot of the budget production value concerns are just going to get better. But ultimately, at the end of the day, budget and budget, but in theory, someone with 0 budget can make a really incredible story. And at the end of the day, people are going to remember the story if it's of that quality. So,
yeah. David, thank you so much again.
Thank you, David.
I think you both agree it's not in the same league as Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan seems like he's holding back, which might be what they want. Oh, he's 1,000% not in his A game.
Yeah.
He's been out of practice for a decade. He literally is so out of it. Like, I was shocked almost to see that he was able to force float Leia. Like,
yeah,
completely stop her.
Rekindle that connection.
Because it happened very, they definitely slow-moed it down, but if you think about how quickly a small child would... That would have been really fast. Like, for him to get his act together that quickly to prevent her from...
The Skywalker kid is literally going to die. Of course he's going to snap out of it. That's the extreme that pulls him out of
even that was
hermitness.
Shocking to me to see that he's gone from not practicing with the Force at all for a decade and then is able to just completely save a small child, like, out of nowhere. No, yes, the adrenaline rush, I'm sure, had something to do with it. But even that, I was like, I can't believe he's even able to do this right now. So he's 1,000% not at his full A game. And I'm curious because, again, this is why I'm like, could there potentially be a time jump? Because, he's not going to go back and train again. Like, what's he going to be doing? He's recovering. Like, already that's another setback. Yeah. It's like that was child's play for Vader.
Yeah. It's all mental.
Yeah, but like,
I think someone, Anthony Carboni at Celebration, when they had the Hayden Ewan interview, and he made a point. He was like, so Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith is just basically, this happy guy, and he is, filled with, confidence, and he just does whatever comes to the whim of his mind. And he's a slight troll, and, he loves to, with his one-liners. But now he's totally opposite. And so, Qui-Gon and Yoda have to get him back to that mental state of just being like, I am so in tune with the Force and I'm so trained, I'm prepared to literally jump from a 15-story building down in front of an entire droid army and meme on the general of the separatist forces and then lightsaber fight him. But when he's fighting Vader, he's literally terrified, which is something that we have never seen from Kenobi before. So,
what do you guys think Reva will do with Leia? Use her as bait? I'm not sure, because there's no freaking way. I mean, after they shamed her for kidnapping Leia in the first place, I can't imagine she would just strut back into the Fortress Inquisitorius with Leia by her side. So I think she's gonna have to try to hide it, or use it as a point of pride and show everyone, look what I have, or there's no way he's gonna not come for her now. I don't know.
If Palpatine knows about it, he's gonna be furious.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, Palpatine needs the Senate to keep control of the galaxy. If his minions are out capturing the children of senators, he's going to lose control. People are going to want to separate from the Empire, and it's going to be, more civil war, and he's going to lose control. And so the Inquisitors capturing members of blood relatives of his Imperial Senate means terrible things for his grip on the galaxy. So if he knows about it, he has to be fuming. He has to be furious. And he's going to have to lash out on Vader, because he's the lead of the Inquisitors. So I think that Reva knows that she has to keep it under wraps. Like, I'm sure Palpatine has been kept completely in the dark. Like, I'm sure he knows nothing.
Nah,
he's gonna hear whispers, or somehow it's gonna get back to him that, your Inquisitors captured my daughter. Like, whether it's Bail who comes to the Senate and says, my daughter's been stolen, she's in the hands of the Inquisitors under the Emperor's rule. Like, I know Bail said something in the first episode, like, we can't go to the Senate because it'll draw too much attention. But if the Empire has his daughter, what more tension is there to be had? Like, they already have his daughter, so, like, that was what he was trying to avoid, the Empire knowing about his daughter and knowing that Kenobi was going after his daughter. But now they already know.
You make a really good point. This episode could have perfect opportunity for a pep talk to Obi-Wan from Qui-Gon. Obi-Wan connecting with his master, getting guidance from him. Vader getting a scolding from Palpatine. The parallel of the two of them reconvening with their respective masters here. That could be interesting.
That would be awesome. Back and forth of Qui-Gon and Yoda teaching Obi-Wan, and Palpatine scolding Vader.
Oh my god.
That would be...
Oh god.
That would be something.
Here it is. This is not good. No, I'm getting
but it makes sense. That makes total sense from a story perspective.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. Total sense.
No, I want that to happen, and I know it's not.
Yeah. And if Vader is scolded by Palpatine, then he's going to go confront Reva, kill her. And how ironic would it be if Vader takes Leia back to Bail Organa?
That's not gonna happen.
Vader and Leia go face to face in A New Hope, and there's no sensing whatsoever.
No.
But that'd be unbelievably ironic.
No, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a stretch, but...
Organa is still effed up for dragging Kenobi into all this. If he didn't want Leia to be returned by Reva, and Kenobi would be living his boring life on Tatooine. Yeah, I don't think Bail anticipated any of this would be happening.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to risk his daughter's life, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's not willing to... Like, they pretty much say, like, listen, you got to protect Leia. She's just as important as Luke. Like, he wouldn't want to risk Leia's life against the chance that Luke is in danger at the same time.
Yeah. Qui-Gon to Kenobi. These are your first steps. I'm not...
Julian.
I'm not ready.
Julian.
James, thank you so much. This is my second time catching your live stream. Watched your previous streams, and I'm enjoying them. Love both of your perspectives, and miss you, Cat, on Nerd Theory. Invite Tom next time. Yeah, there hasn't been a Nerd Council in a long, long time.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, no. This is why we have Tom on this channel, because... Y'all know he's got good stuff to share, and he's not afraid to dig in a little bit more than I do. Xwing! Now it's a party. I need some positivity in my life. I just full send on Echo Base. Tell me something good is going to happen in this episode. Well, Xwing, you're the one who's been watching all the leaks.
Xwing.
You would know better than me.
Yeah, we've decided as a chat here that Qui-Gon is due.
Yes.
And we just had a fantastic discussion on Qui-Gon and Yoda lecturing Obi-Wan and then paralleling the scenes with Palpatine scolding Vader for letting his minions take the daughter of an Imperial senator.
If that doesn't happen, I'm gonna have a fan film where that happens.
That would be something. X-Wing, would that lift your spirits if that is going on in this episode? I think that would be very, very hard to not enjoy.
I just feel like, and even the rumors are saying this episode is gonna be big, right? Like, I just like, with only 3 episodes left, we're coming off of a huge climactic moment. Don't pump the brakes. We gotta keep going. Keep going. Like,
There we go.
Please no leaks. Oh, don't worry. This is a leak-free zone.
X-Wing's on board now. Got him on board.
D-Man Lewis says, hey, I'm a bit new to you. Is that your boyfriend? He's more than my boyfriend. But yes, it is.
Yeah.
Go back to when people
Fiancé
thought we were
status.
siblings. In our like
thought we were
gaming,
siblings?
you know, some of our Lego like streams, people thought we were siblings.
I don't think we look
We look nothing
anything alike.
Send Joshua a good one. So is Bail Organa the best dad in Star Wars so far, or what? I mean, he's definitely up there. No, honestly, one of my favorite parts of the show so far has been, one of the most heart-wrenching parts has been his discussion with Leia on the balcony on Alderaan, you know, saying you're just as Organa as anyone else in this family. Like, that was crushing. Like, crushing in a good way. Like, my heart was like, I can't take this. Oh, Mando is a better daddy. Sandy, make a good point. I think Mando might be taking number 1
Both
spot.
Bail and Mando let their children get captured. So
How many younglings did you have to kill for that, Kyber? How's your handling?
too many, actually.
Oh, goodness.
Too many. Too many.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. My Kyber Crystal.
It's a good one, Nathan. That's good. Yeah.
Oh man.
Luke and Leia have a solid relationship. That's for
Oh sheesh.
real good relationship.
Vader's the best father. James, yeah, can't beat you on that one.
Yeah.
Order 66 part is the best so far, I think, and I think we're gonna get more. There has to be.
Yeah.
There's guaranteed. I'm calling it right now. Y'all can come and tell me I was wrong if this doesn't come to fruition, but I guarantee there is going to be some more Order 66 flashbacks elaborating on what we saw.
I mean, there has to be a reason that was the first shot of the show. And immediately after that, they basically cut to a close-up of Reva. What?
Julian, you better not be trolling.
What? They say it's out right now?
Julian said, this is weird. Episode 4 is already on my Disney Plus.
Oh.
Wow!
Julian, let's relax with the trolling, Julian. Let's relax.
If you're lying, yeah, Julian. Come on, I can't believe I fell for that.
Yeah.
What if, you know, it's possible to learn this power? Yeah, how can we all get that episode to drop early? Xwing, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Charlie goes, what?
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's on right now, then just watch it live.
Might be an error.
Let's just run it.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think we'll see Anakin during Order 66 from Reva's perspective? Absolutely. First opening scene was a tease. We are 1,000%. I think. They can't not. I don't know. I don't even know if I could handle seeing that. Now, you made a good point the other day. Didn't you say Hayden revealed he didn't have to do any training for this?
Yeah, there's been some in one of the interviews, Obi-Wan was talking about how, or Ewan was talking about how him and Moses did like hours and hours, or like weeks and weeks and weeks of fight training together. But he didn't say Hayden in there at all. So it's either Hayden trained entirely separately for whatever reason, or the stunt double for Vader was actually doing the fight scenes and Hayden was not for whatever reason. But I don't know. It seems like there's something that we're missing, because if Hayden and Ewan had trained together for all that time, Ewan would have said straight up that he and Ewan were training. But instead, he was like, oh, Moses and I trained for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks before the shoot even started. So I heard it and I was like, well, where was Hayden? Why wasn't Hayden training?
Yeah, I don't think that means
D-Man. There's the picture of Hayden training.
Saying that he wasn't training with them doesn't inherently mean he wasn't training at all.
But you would think that he and Ewan would have to train together if they're going to fight each other.
He might have a completely different coordinator, though, if you think about it, because Moses, or her character, Reva, definitely probably has Jedi roots. We have yet to see some of her fighting style, but I'm sure it's going to reflect that. Obviously, Kenobi is a Jedi. Maybe there's a completely different, training stunt routine that they followed to reflect that style, whereas Hayden might have been doing stuff to completely revamp, whatever Vader is doing at this time, which is probably different. I don't know. I'm just trying to... I don't think that necessarily means that he wasn't training at all. Hayden probably has a helmet unmasked scene, plus muscle memory from Nick Gillard's training days. There has to be an unmasked scene. Do you think Hayden was in all Vader's scenes? No way, there's definitely stunt doubles in there for sure. Which I don't care. I don't mind. It's the equivalent of Mandalorian. What was the stats that came out? Like 80% of the physicality that we've seen from Mando is the stunt team. And, maybe a couple percent Pedro. That's not to bash him, but I'm pretty sure that was a big controversial topic on Twitter after it was revealed that he's got there's a team of 3 stunt actors who are in his suit majority of the time, which I know is an upsetting thought, but to me, I'm well aware of that statistic, but it doesn't impact the way I watch the show. I read that, I was like, okay, but I still watch Mandalorian, and to me, it's still Din Djarin in there. How do I know? When I heard that Hayden had a stunt double, I was immensely disappointed, so I'm still in denial and decided to ignore the information. Exactly, Lord Vader. If you hear something you don't like, just block it out. You can just not accept it.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah! What up? OMG.
Court, tell me you've been watching the Kenobi show. Please tell me you've been watching it.
I hope.
To be honest, I'll be stunned if you are, but I really hope you are, because it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious.
There are photos of Hayden training with the cape even, and I see there is no saber fight with capes in live action in all of Star Wars. You make a good point. Yeah, there is photographic evidence of him. I think it's entirely plausible that he could have had an entirely different stunt director helping choreograph what he's doing versus, I don't know.
What, talking about Hayden?
Finding out that there's a... You guys really think there's not stunt doubles? Guys, I'm sorry to break it to you.
No, but it is sad. You would think if I was Hayden, I would be upset if Vader's rolling through the town, snapping necks and doing all this stuff, and Hayden... if I'm Hayden and I'm not in the suit during those scenes, I would be upset.
It. Started it with my pops, but we haven't had time to finish the first review.
All right. Well, you gotta finish.
I'm happy to hear about that.
Episode 4 in about 3 hours.
But no, guys, that's a thing. People have stunt doubles even if they are doing minor physical activity, in film and TV. That's just a thing. There's so much liability with the actor's well-being. I feel like it's extremely naive if you think there wouldn't be. Even in the battle, Battle of the Heroes, I'm sure they had stunt doubles.
No, they didn't. They did the whole damn thing.
Okay.
They did the whole thing start to finish.
Still,
They had the whole sequence of
throughout
members, the two of them
remainder
the
of
whole
those
time.
films, throughout the prequel films, you can't deny there are stunt doubles that do like everything these days. Like even if your character just has to run and fall on the ground, there's a stunt actor that's gonna do that. Like it's in everything. Even films. You could watch a romantic comedy where there's seemingly no action at all, and then it'll get to the credits and it'll show this is the stunt doubles. And you'll be like, what the heck were the stunts even? But seriously, if a person even has to just like run or do anything slightly detrimental potentially for the actor, like stunt doubles are a thing. It doesn't eliminate the magic at all. And if anything, stunt performers are some of the most like underrated, underappreciated people in this industry. Like I will say that wholeheartedly. Like they are huge like deal, and they do not get enough credit. Like I fully believe there should be stunt like awards for like best stunts, like best stunt coordination, best stunt performers. Like they're so overlooked, but it's in like way more than we think. I didn't want that to sound aggressive, but so Nicholas says, like, this just ruined the show for me. Like, no, like, that is a thing. Like, I'm so sorry, but that's, like, that is a known thing. Like, and it
but
shouldn't ruin the magic.
Hayden
like,
gonna get hurt walking down the street asserting force dominance?
We don't know,
pure
though.
civilians?
That's what you have to tell yourself. No. I learned that statistic about Din Djarin has a team of 3 stunt performers. When I watch the show, I don't know what scenes they're doing or not. So in my head, it's all Pedro Pascal. Like, you can just tell yourself because you can't tell. You don't know unless there's BTS footage, and then you learn that it was a stunt double in the townsfolk scene. But when I was watching that, it was Hayden on the inside for me. Like,
it's not going to ruin the show for me at all. It's not gonna
I agree with that, but it sounds so silly when you say they're used that often. Like, why? Because they're trained to be able to perform tasks that regular actors can't do or do.
Let's not use the term regular actor with you and
okay. I'm just saying in regards
those
to
men
in general.
Those men are much more than regular actors.
Yes. No, I'm just saying.
Have you seen episode 3?
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. All right. That was not meant in regards to them. Simply is back. Let's go. No, obviously yes. Like people like Tom Cruise. He is like an outlier. That's why it's so well known that he does all of his own stunts. Some people do insist on doing all of their own things, but like if you watch shows like, I don't know, Law and Order, Criminal Minds, like Chicago PD, like all those actors who are not trained to take a punch or do a backflip or flip across a car or like do any of this stuff, like they have stunt performers. Like it's just a thing. But yes, stunt performers are like physical actors. They purely focus on action and movement. Except for Jackie Chan, every actor uses stunt doubles at some point. Should
we watch Rush Hour right now?
Oh my gosh.
It was on TV the other day. Fantastic. I feel like every stream somehow Rush Hour comes up and we start talking about Rush Hour.
How is I can't.
So
for
phenomenal film franchise.
No hate on the stunt doubles at all. Just felt like it was a little odd since Hayden already knows how to do the saber fighting and all that. I agreed. And like I said, we don't know what scenes he's doing or not, and I guarantee there are going to be unmasked, Vader scenes, I hope, while they're in the midst of combat. Sorry. And rant. But yes, I just felt the need to... I felt bad because I felt like I ruined Nicholas's world there for a second, but that's just, especially, maybe I'm more aware of this because I'm pursuing a career in the acting industry, so it's more known that you can have a stunt / body double. Not that I've ever had one.
But let's hypothetical here. You get cast as a Jedi. And you're told, no lightsaber for you, only dialogue scenes. How are you going to react?
I'd have to be a Jedi who wears a mask or something like that. Or you would never see my full frontal.
Why?
Because how the heck would I be able to do combat scenes? Would you only see the back of me? And they'd have a stunt double with really long hair? Like, how?
Well, I don't know. But, like, yeah, you would think you gotta be in with the lightsaber. You gotta be doing some stunts, right?
Oh,
but if you're not...
I'm super jetted. Good night, my fellow Jedi. Yeah, it is getting late. Yo, what
Go to bed, bro.
Binge the past 3 episodes of Kenobi and then stay up till 3 a.m. at this point. You can do it. Stay up till 3 a.m. for tonight's episode. It's gonna be lit.
Yeah, for those who follow McBots at all, you'll know Corey from the Fortnite the Fortnite challenge like a year ago at this point. Like, that was like a year ago. But yeah, for those who know, he was featured in one of the challenges. So
yeah, of course, fame is on McBots.
Yeah. Oh yeah, McBots veteran right there.
I'm sorry, and no, acting is my passion as well, but I seriously thought because it was Hayden and Ewan, it was all them. I'm sure Ewan's doing a lot of his own stuff. He trained extensively. I'm sure he's doing a lot of it. And honestly, these days they make it so that you can't even tell. Like, it's so seamless the way they use stunt actors. I'm pretty sure they can even superimpose the real actor's face over top of the stunt actor so that you can get all different angles now. So you wouldn't even be able to tell. No can do, way too late. Love yins. Good night. All right. Let us know when you finally catch up on it.
No, you got 4 episodes.
Wait, no, we're going to see you in a few weeks. Maybe just hold off and we can all watch it together.
No, you can't wait that long. Don't wait that long. Don't wait that long.
Not that far away.
No, because the last episode comes out like last Wednesday in June. So yeah, if you wait till then binge them all, and then you'll be good for when you're coming out here. So.
Joshua, so Cat, in Staycation, did you have a double? First of all, for those who don't know, Staycation is one of the films, it's the title of one of the films that I shot earlier this month. Supposed to be coming out in September. Don't quote me on that, but that's what it says on IMDb, which I happened to check today. So if you want, check out my IMDb. If you just search my name, you can go to my page and you can check out some of the stuff I've been working on. But Staycation is on there, so you can see the rest of the cast. For those of you who are Star Trek fans, actually, Sean Kenny, who played... Who did he play? Captain Pike?
No clue.
I forget. I'm not a Star Trek fan, so... But Sean Kenny is in the cast, if you are a Star Trek fan, so he was in it. I didn't actually meet him, but he's also in it, if you're interested. But yes, for Staycation, I did not have a stunt double, but there was someone who was a body double, technically, who later did shots, like hand shots, for me and my co-star, the other actress, so that we didn't have to go and just get clips of our hands doing things. So I guess I did, in a one way or the other, have a double. But no, I wasn't doing any major stunts in that film. So,
Charlie, that stream was easily the best McBots moment. When we took the car into the sky base and we were fighting Predator. Yeah, that was incredible.
Patrick Kelly, what's up?
Patrick?
What's crack-a-lackin'? Good to see you. Guys, Patrick and his brother have cooked up some super cool pics. For those of you who remember his work that he showcased in our 25K subscriber appreciation stream. And Patrick and his brother are an amazing artistic duo. And they recently shared on Twitter some stuff that they are working on for a Darth Maul themed shoot. So... Patrick, please share those with me when you have the final edits. I would love to see it. But yes, thank you. Welcome. You're not too late. You're here. You're here on time. And as always, y'all can rewatch this, but We might go for another half hour or so, maybe, because we're trying to stay awake here. You know, we got till midnight.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Julian and the episode dropped super early.
Yeah, Julian left because he's watching the episode right now. So
True, Julian's not even here. That's a good point. Now I gotta check again. Sometimes I would refresh when there were maybe like 4 minutes till midnight, and the Book of Boba Fett episodes would be dropped for me. But
yeah, because whatever intern in Burbank is forced to stay in the office till midnight, and they got to click release. They're like, oh, all right, it's 11:50. We're dropping it, and I'm going home.
Yeah, but are we gonna be live until the episode releases? No, I don't think so. I can't be live for that long. We might chillax, rest up a little bit beforehand. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if Tom queues up episode 3. We've literally watched it like 10 times.
Why are you blaming it on me?
Because that's all we have watched since.
I've seen it at least 5
last
times,
week.
I think. 5 or 6 times, probably.
Hayden is still in the suit, guys. Yes, Kit Fisto. Yes. Mando isn't always Pedro, but we can't tell. Exactly, that's my whole point. The suspension of disbelief. You never know. HFP! The legend is here. I still have to watch your Ahsoka tribute. Literally, it came out during Celebration, and I was so busy. So many other things dropped. I need to watch it. For those who have been asking, that's like been one of my number one comments lately. It's been, are you going to react to HFP's Ahsoka tribute? Heck, yes. I have to get to that. Hey guys, just hopping in to say happy Obi-Wan Eve. Hope both of you and the rest of the chat is doing well. Literally hope you're enjoying all of your rest after the literal like years worth of work that you've put into the Ahsoka tribute. I cannot flipping wait to watch it and cry. So it's good to see you. I hope
you're well too.
Doing well. Yes. That tribute was legendary. It's amazing. 22 minutes of epicness. Gosh, let's go. How long till the episode? 2 hours? We got 3 hours.
3 hours.
3
hours.
So we'll probably stream till it's already midnight.
We're steadily creeping up. We just hit like 90 viewer mark. We're steadily creeping up.
Whoa.
We're on a roll.
Let's go.
We're on a roll. Chat is buzzing. I'm buzzing. Grogu's buzzing. Watto's buzzing.
Thanks for
We're all
the
good.
positive outlook on Star Wars. Thank you, Kit Fisto, for being here and for being an absolute legend. We try to keep it positive up in here. Wow, you guys look good. We're both coming up. This is our like work attire. I didn't have work, but I had a class, and so I have to look like presentable for class. It's a Zoom class. Tom's in his work attire, so as soon as we sat down, I was like, we both look like we just got back from the office,
No.
and we're sitting down to stream. So thank you. We try. Thank you. I heard about your movie. Congratulations. I am looking forward to seeing it. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind, HFP. You're gonna make me cry. Even my cat is buzzing. Maybe someone can help. Reva kidnapped Leia to draw Kenobi out. She must know Leia is Vader's daughter. Otherwise, why would Kenobi come out of hiding to save a senator's daughter? Well, she did research. I think she knows that Bail and Obi-Wan were close acquaintances. I think she has no idea that Leia is Vader's child, but it's a possibility that she could find that out, but I frankly don't want her to.
I don't know. She can't. She can't. Unless she knows and then immediately dies, that'd be kind of cool. If she like puts the pieces together,
Right as she's
or
about
if
to...
she feels something, or if Leia says something about being adopted or something, and then like, but how would she know? She wouldn't know anything about Padme. She wouldn't have any idea that Anakin had a child.
No,
Unless she sees some footage of Vader going to Naboo, and then she's like, why is he going to Naboo? Why is she at this grave? What's the importance of this grave? And then she does more research in the archives and finds out that, I mean, Anakin and Padme lived together on Coruscant. There's got to be some kind of real estate record
But
or lease
even
that's under
then,
their name, you know.
it was designed... They staged her funeral so that nobody would suspect that she had her children.
No.
It would just be a reach. I don't want it. I don't want anyone to know until Empire Strikes Back / Return of the Jedi. Like,
No.
It's too early for that information to be out. What happened to Lego Star Wars? All right, those streams took a hiatus. All right, y'all, I got so busy. But yeah, no, it'll be back. It'll be back. Lego Star Wars is gonna be back.
Yeah, we got 2 episodes to finish.
Arkham Knight is gonna come back, even though I'm gonna have to.
Jedi is, I don't know if there's a date, sometime in the fall.
And then in the midst of all that, we're gonna have Lord of the Rings. That's coming out in September. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is coming out in the fall. Willow's coming out in November. So much is happening. Y'all, we're creeping into night owl time frame here with my craziness. Woo!
You saw the replay.
Oh god, sorry everybody. Seriously, the clock struck 9. Clock struck 9 and the crazies are out. My crazies. Lord of the Rings, Willow, I know, this fall is gonna be fantasy central. I can't wait. Who else is looking forward to Eclipse? I actually just rewatched the Eclipse trailer the other day and reminisced on the fact that it's not coming out till the time that we're gonna be like 30 years old, so I'm trying to just...
Yeah, that's kind of depressing.
What about member-only streams? You owe us a lot. Joshua, you know it. I have so many watch parties I want to do. Honestly, the member-only streams are going to turn into, like, us doing watch parties of scary movies. So, if that's something y'all are interested in. But yes, no, we definitely need to catch up this month on mega members-only streams. But yeah, Eclipse, I am just trying to, like, forget about it and put it on the back burner until I'm 30 years old. Do you think Anakin has Padme's photo in his crib? I think he maybe has like a little hologram thingy of her. If we were to see that, I would absolutely lose my marbles.
Preston, you know that they literally live together in Revenge of the Sith, and there has to be some kind of lease, real estate, mortgage, payment agreement that has their names attached to each other.
There's no way.
Right? Maybe
she was paying for that place all by herself.
Yeah,
Anakin was
I guess she is the former queen, so she has a lot of money. So
she probably got that place for free.
Yeah,
like,
all right.
It's probably paid for.
All right, fine.
I'll wait till I'm 20, I guess, till Eclipse. Yeah, who was it? Dan said I was looking forward to it until I found out that it comes out the year my grandkids will probably be born. So, yeah, no, I'm trying to just forget about it. But honestly, now that we have Jedi Survivor, I'm like, let's go. I care more about that. As long as we've got that to hold us over. Because it's been... Jedi Fallen Order came out in 2018? 2019?
2019. Fall of 2019.
Do Jedi get paid?
Or spring of 2020?
No, it definitely came out 2019.
Yeah, fall 2019.
Joshua, I always question that. Do the Jedi get paid? And I always wondered, where does Obi-Wan live?
It's got to cost a ton
Like,
to get their robes dry cleaned.
Oh, goodness. I just always wanted to know, where was Obi-Wan's apartment? Like, I think they just lived at the temple. They never left. They didn't sleep. They were always on missions. They wouldn't be able to fit this into Kenobi, but it would be cool to see a live-action version of the Vader comics where he opens a portal to see Padme again, but it doesn't work out. Well, that's also similar to what happens in Vader Immortal. If you've all played that game, I won't spoil it, but that game's so old by now, and it's definitely all on the internet. Heck, I played through it on my channel. Yeah, it's similar to what he attempts to do there, and he tries to summon, like,
so good,
a recreation of her, and it doesn't work, and we see him rage. Oh, because I imagine seeing Kenobi alive again has got to be stirring up feelings about Padme for Anakin, because since Revenge of the Sith, he's had no interaction with people from his past life, to my knowledge, that were in that trio. I mean, they were really like the three amigos. So I imagine it's got to be tough, especially thinking like, his last thoughts surrounding Obi-Wan and Padme were that they were teaming up to betray him together. Like, he definitely got to be raging a little bit. I want to see, I want to see Vader go back to his chamber, get back on his ship, take his helmet off, and then lose his shit.
Yeah.
Shiz, sorry. I want to see that aftermath. Like, I obviously care about Kenobi, but I want to see the two of them. I want to see... Aden, thank you so much.
Aden and I are on the same page, logic-wise. We're thinking through the logistics of this whole thing, right? Padme had to have gone through a real estate agent. She's got to throw out that they need a deluxe king-size bed, and then she'd be like, why do you need a king-size bed for yourself if you're not going to have your secret Jedi master wannabe husband living with you?
She's a former queen. She's allowed to have a queen-size bed. The real estate agent. So, you want to lease this house? Oh, hey, aren't you that famous Jedi? Yeah, just sign here, and you're all set. Now I gotta go put this in the records where no one will be. I'm telling you, Padme was gifted that apartment as a senator, representative. She for sure either wasn't even paying for that, or if she was, she doesn't even deal with her own finances. She totes had someone doing that for her, and Anakin was freeloading off of it. Anakin 1,000% probably had his own apartment, a burner apartment somewhere to distract, keep people on their toes. Tom gets so forgot. Y'all, I cursed once.
Bar or liquid?
I cursed once.
Bar or liquid. That's what my parents always asked me. Be like, you want the bar or you want the liquid?
Yeah.
Both mainly just cons. Not really a lot of good things with either one. But.
No, I'm good. I cursed once, guys. Once. Because I just want to see it. Obviously, we all know what's going to happen. They're going to try to take Obi-Wan to Jabiim. I just want to see Vader post-fight. Gross. You'll skip this month's rent. Mind tricks the condo landlord.
See?
That's a good one.
This is a serious question. I'm gonna email George. I'm gonna email George right now.
Oh my god.
How do the residents of Coruscant navigate the real estate market?
It's probably a nightmare.
That's a legit question.
It's probably one of the most expensive places to live.
Yeah.
Coruscant is like New York City of the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Dear George, if I were to buy property on Coruscant, how could I finance it? What would down payment and insurance rates or interest rates?
Star Wars cities as United States cities. Or world cities.
Yep.
If something's more. Let's all email George. I low-key tried that one time. True story. The Hutt. If you're living on Tatooine, I want to see Vader have an argument and lose his temper with Palpatine. I agree, 1,000%. Like, truly. And this is the wonderful part about... See, I think that episode is just so chilling, and it's very similar to one of our favorite scenes in Rogue One, which is where you can just see Vader, the scene in Rogue One, he's staring out, looking out the window of his ship before he decides to summon a boarding party, and he's watching his team lose. He's just standing there kind of... You can't tell the Vader mask, but just the way his posture or his stance or the way his head is cocked says so much when it comes to Vader. And it's so bone-chilling. So that's one of my favorite scenes in Rogue One. Him just solemnly looking out the window, and you can just imagine how he looks inside the mask. Similarly, in this latest episode of Kenobi, watching him just stare out ominously over the flames, like, as cool as it is you can just feel his emotions, even through the helmet and the suit, I want to see him storm back to his ship and have an absolute, like, temper tantrum when he gets in there and like take his helmet off and freak the F out. Like, we're talking about Kenobi's trauma. Anakin is for sure having trauma. And totally he was trolling Kenobi the whole time and knew he was winning, but I can't imagine. He has to mask all his rage around the, you know, God forbid he shows some sort of vulnerability in front of the Inquisitors or even worse, the Emperor. He definitely has to get it all out in his chambers and just he's in there screaming.
No. Yeah, so look at this. Danny's a leasing manager for an apartment complex. So Danny, how obvious is it that you can't just have, there's no shot at that the Queen and Republic Senator can get away with having illegal residents in her penthouse, right? All permanent residents have to be on the lease. There's no shot. Well, I guess there's no way she leased it. She probably just bought it out in cash. But they have to be on the property papers, right? There's no shot. If it turns out and the city finds out that Padme's smuggling someone who's illegally living and not paying property taxes on the property,
paying attention, or
then that's it. Jigs up. It's in the Jedi archives. They have to have every single lease document.
Why do the Jedi need to know that?
Because how do you think they find all force-sensitive children? They got to know every single house in the entire galaxy that has a kid, and then they narrow it down from there on who's force-sensitive. They got to have some record of property.
Ooh,
no?
Jonathan, thank you for the super chat. And I like this question. Do you think the Inquisitors know that Palpatine is a Force user, or do you think they think Vader is the top Sith and the Grand Inquisitor follows position makes them number 2? I honestly think they probably know of the Emperor, but they probably never even deal with him. He's too cool to mingle with them. I don't think they know that he's a Sith Lord, though. Plot twist, Padme was the landlord.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you. No way a senator could get away with illegally housing people in the property.
We're talking...
There's no shot she would get expelled from the Senate.
We're talking about... Those are United States rules. We're talking about
Especially if she's just randomly pregnant.
Oh,
you think some city authority on Coruscant is going to be a little curious
this is one
to see
thing.
if someone is pregnant and maybe there's another person living?
Y'all know I've talked extensively about this and my confusion surrounding the fact that they must have had such private lives because she's heavily pregnant and not even one of her closest confidants, Bail Organa, has any idea who the father is until the end, of course. Nobody in her surrounding circle knows, let alone questions it. Not even Obi-Wan. Not even Obi-Wan. Sure, he and Anakin were out handling bigger things. You know, half the time she was carrying her children. But you don't think he would have asked her? Like, that to me is a huge plot hole. Nobody asks Padme, are you even married? Like, that to me is just a sign that no one cares. There are too much bigger things to deal with, that they were able to just live private lives and nobody would even ask any questions. So she would certainly be able to be super heavily pregnant with nobody barking up her tree, interrogating her about it. I'm sure she would be allowed to live in an apartment that she's probably not even paying for, that is probably sponsored by the Senate, without anyone questioning. Also, Anakin is a Jedi. Stealth is one of their things. I'm sure he wasn't just going in the elevator with the rest of the residents waving around.
Well, next, they had the front yacht parking deck for the starships right on the top.
Yes.
So, but anyone on the street can see the starship hanging out the top penthouse, massive suite of the building. Anyway, Jonathan, that is a fantastic question.
Yes, let's go back to...
I know you gave your response. I want to chime in too. I actually have no idea what is canon. I don't even know if there's a canon answer if the Inquisitors are privy to Mr. Sheev. I mean, obviously they know Palpatine is, the Emperor. Like, they know who he is because the whole galaxy knows who he is. But do they know that he is the true Sith Lord and Vader's master? I don't know. And I think it's really intriguing. And honestly, I hope we get the answer in this show. Because if Vader or if Palpatine scolds Vader for letting one of his minions capture an Imperial senator or an Imperial senator's daughter, and then Vader then goes and tortures the Inquisitors, or brutalizes the Inquisitors, then I think that there could be some questions on, like, where's this coming from? Why are you so mad? You were all on board for capturing Kenobi. What's up with the change of heart? And then maybe they could start to put some connections together, and then maybe it's kind of like similar with if when Vader finds out someone knows he's Anakin, he kills him. Maybe if there's a rule in place where if they find out that Palpatine is Vader's master, and Vader, like, if they think that Vader's not the true master, then he kills him too because he wants to be the master. Right? That could be a nice parallel. If someone says, "Oh, you're just the learner, but Palpatine's the master," I think he'd probably be a little pissed off, and then maybe you'd kill him for that too.
Maybe.
So. Charlie just said they do know that Sidious is the top if it's in one of the books. So.
Joshua, I thought if you were not sure if a woman is pregnant, you would breath. Here's the thing, and then it's another loophole. Like,
busted.
Padme's, granted, I think her children came early, but her bump was so not as big as it should have been if she was carrying twins. That's
carrying twins.
It's just my personal opinion. So there are some shots, depending on her wardrobe, where you can't even tell that she's pregnant. You're still alive. We are TMoney.
Yeah. TMoney. Do you know anything about real estate?
Oh my gosh.
We're in a heated debate right now.
Look, we've gone too far into this. I submitted my homework late. TMoney coming from someone who's out of college and once would have freaked out about that. It's all right, my man. It's okay.
You're good.
It will not matter like a year from now. Not even a week from now. You'll forget about it, I swear. I swear. Padme was such a high-profile character, so how didn't any of the in-universe media know she was pregnant or with Anakin? Maybe she wasn't taking interviews at that time. I don't know. Real estate. I'm an engineer, bro. See, that's what I was gonna say.
I know. I know you are. But we have a serious myth that we're busting right now, involving serious real estate questions. Particularly, there has to be evidence in the Jedi archives that Anakin and Padme lived together because of some mortgage paperwork, leasing paperwork, property tax paperwork, some kind of Coruscant city official, or voting. They have to vote, right? No way Padme didn't register both her and Anakin to vote, so they got to be voting on stuff.
Oh, God.
Right? There's got to be a voting record, and to have the ability to vote, you got to have an address.
Jedi probably weren't allowed to vote.
Why not? Padme can vote, right?
Because people
if senators can vote, why can't Jedi vote?
They probably just weren't allowed to.
What are you talking about? They're just not allowed to. Yeah, maybe not now in the place of Kenobi. I'm sure there's some voting restrictions that have taken place in the 10 years since Revenge of the Sith in the Empire. I'm sure there's some serious voting rights that have been written.
Monopoly from Nathan. You know what? I'm about to get it after this. We're going to be playing Star Wars Risk. We're going to be playing Star Wars Monopoly. I got to get in on all this. Anakin was probably registered to live in the Jedi Temple. See? Exactly.
But he was never there. All his comrades, whatever his bunkmates were, they were probably like, where is this dude? They probably got curious. They probably went and searched around and probably tried to look at some City Hall records or something, trying to figure out where Anakin's actually going.
No, because he could have been on a mission. I am sure.
He was almost a master. Of course they're going to know what he's up to. Everyone in the temple's going to know what Anakin's up to. You're going to tell me. Like, Obi-Wan knows that Padme lives there. I mean, he rolls up to her crib, their penthouse. So.
How do you both like Kenobi so far? Back to a more civilized question. I also liked the appearance from Kenobi himself, who says, the question is, do I have a flashback to a more civilized age tonight? You tell us.
That is the
Kenobi.
question. That is the question.
I'm super hyped for tonight's episode. I have high expectations, but honestly, I feel like I've gotten them a little bit too elevated within this stream after I came in trying to tell myself, let's not get carried away. But I got extremely carried away, and now I'm looking for a Palpatine Qui-Gon parallels coaching Kenobi and Vader, so we'll see what happens. I think
tax fraud, that's another thing. She was filing as a single if she's living in that apartment by herself.
You think
if
there's
she
taxes and
yes, 100%. Of course, not. The whole city is the entire planet. How do you think they're paying for it? Of course there's taxation. Of course there's tax laws. And she was 100% committing tax evasion. That's the real reason she died. Because she was so in debt and she owed so much taxes to the IRS of Coruscant. That's why. She wasn't dying of sadness. She was dying of debt and fear of all the zeros in her tax returns. That's why she died.
God. Yeah. Somebody please say something that will change the conversation. It's a republic, of course there are taxes. Taxes. Goodness, where's the purity of a beautiful life?
The Phantom Menace was based on taxes. The whole saga started off on taxes. It's all about taxes. It all comes back to taxes. If there was no taxes in the galaxy, Star Wars wouldn't have happened. It's all about the taxes.
Yo, Joshua raises an amazing point. Tom, if you had a roommate who was never there, I wouldn't say a thing and I would enjoy the freedom. And that is so true. Literally so true. I've had roommates where they were never around and I was like, that's fine. None of my business. I wasn't going and assuming maybe they're living with a secret. I don't know. Oh, God.
Yes, Jonathan, you're exactly right. Naboo tax scandal is how the whole thing started. All about taxes. All comes back to taxes.
You want to go find out and ask George Lucas?
The Federation was stopping the corruption of the Queen of Naboo. She's corrupt. It's all an act. She was preaching the angel of the Senate and trying to stop the separatists, but it's all because she's trying to protect and prevent her taxes from being collected. She's in so much debt at the age of 14 that she's trying to go against the separatists because she's so afraid that she's going to owe quadrillion credits back to the Republic
Fred
IRS.
Quadranero.
Yeah, Ben Quadraneros of credits back to the Republic IRS.
Oh, God. Will we see Qui-Gon Jinn in Kenobi? Yes, and we better freaking hear from him tonight. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Where are we taking this? The way this conversation started out and where we are now. Simply everything. Thank you. Another effort to change the subject. Do you think we'll see Qui-Gon tonight? I hope so. Yeah, I think we need to at the least hear from him. There's no way. Otherwise, I'm going to hardcore be judging Qui-Gon's character. I'm going to be real let down if he's letting Kenobi sit in the dark all this time and then still doesn't reach back out to him.
That was deep sting. Oh my goodness.
Also, what is the cat logo on your shirt? It's a Nittany lion from where Tom went to school.
Ah, yes. Oh, man. It's funny.
Penn State, represent.
It's good stuff.
What do you guys want to see for this show besides Qui-Gon? That's a good point, because honestly, I've been so fixated on Qui-Gon, I haven't even made any other, like, anticipatory predictions, but I said tonight, I definitely want to see Vader without the helmet on at some point again, and in a little bit better quality than when we saw in the introductory sequence of episode 3. I want to see it more, and I want to see a full-blown scene of Vader without his helmet. Absolutely raging.
Padme probably claiming handmaids.
We are Penn
He was
State.
claiming the handmaidens as dependents.
I'm trying so hard to move this conversation forward. Let's go, Jonathan. I didn't go to Penn State, but I'm still a fan.
Jonathan, are you Penn State guy?
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Whoa. We are
right.
Penn State. I want to see Hayden and Ewan interact in character in the series. Yeah, to see Vader without the helmet would be sweet, but to see him helmetless in front of Kenobi, that would be... I don't think I would emotionally recover from that. I'll never financially recover from this. Name that quote. All right. We might not go for much longer, folks. I feel like we've taken it to a place that we can't recover from. It's still going. It's still going. How has this conversation turned so strange? I'll tell you. It's because Tom had to make the Star Wars galaxy too much like the real world when it comes to apartment leasing and taxes.
There's so many good theories. There's so much evidence. There's so
Famous last words. She didn't die from sadness. She died from the zeros in her
goodness.
tax return.
Oh my goodness.
There's
There's so much evidence. So much evidence to back up. This is all Padme's fault, is what we're discovering.
No.
we're discovering.
Oh my god.
That's what we're discovering. Everyone in the chat has submitted hard, concrete evidence.
Death and
And
taxes.
we've gotta put a webinar together and get George Lucas in the room and get all these burning questions answered.
I'm pretty sure there's like an hour and a half long video titled like The Politics of Star Wars. Y'all, I'm gonna find it and I'll post it. And there, if y'all want to watch it, you can.
I guarantee none of it talks about Padme's shadiness.
Oh god. Patrick Kelly, you can send the photos there. Please do. Or you can just send them to me on Twitter or Instagram. I would love to see them.
Yeah.
Next time, Cat, break. Frank Odd's voice possible return as Yoda. Honestly, also if Yoda doesn't show up to some extent, Kyber Crypto. Oh, that's a good
Yoda.
one.
Like, I think one of the questions that most of us have is like, what is Yoda doing? Like, there's so many.
Hayden, thank you.
There's so many memes about Yoda just chilling on Dagobah, not not doing much, just hanging out, chilling in the lawn chair next to the swamp. Like, I think that we've got to see what Yoda's up to. And the 6-minute long recap before the first episode ends with Yoda talking about training he has for Obi-Wan and learning to commune with Qui-Gon. And we've already gotten Obi-Wan trying to commune with Qui-Gon. And so it seems like the training is incomplete, meaning that Yoda has to be involved in one way or another.
Yeah.
Right? Like, chat, do you guys...
We're gonna write a fanfic.
Sand, you're spot on. The evidence is there. We're all in agreement, except for Cat. We're all in agreement. But, yeah, like, Yoda's avoiding taxes too, 100%. 100%. He probably owes a lot. I mean, he's lived on Coruscant for 900 years. That dude probably... But he might have been paying it, right? Like, he could have been paying it.
Yeah, who's to say he wasn't on top of it?
But if Grogu was his hidden child for a handful of years, and he's, you never know. There could be some tax fraud there. But
I think we might call it a night, folks. Yeah. We took this to places we can't return from. Somebody commented, this is the nice part about longer streams. You get to really peel back the real nitty gritty. But this is certainly, that's what I call a pregame. This really turned into a good pregame. Almost 10 o'clock here, meaning almost T-minus 2 hours, unless you're Julian, who still hasn't returned. So he is 1,000% watching the episode right
Julian's
now.
watching it.
You two should become Star Wars comedians. Oh God. I can't take much more. So in Tom's mind, the IRS is the empire, and the Jedi are the poor people who can't pay taxes. That's why I'm like, taxes didn't exist, because there's no way they would have just killed off all these tax-paying Jedi. You know, it's a tango fight to avoid child support.
He was like, oh yeah, Grogu was just staying in the temple. I'm out.
Oh God.
That's why he threw against Palpatine, because if he let Palpatine win, then he would have to have no choice but to pay child support for Grogu.
We're going down a path Cat can't follow. Yeah, 100%. This is honestly the most wild discussion we've ever had during a stream. We should do this more often. But, well, thanks to Tom and Kat, I will never view Star Wars the same again. Yeah, sorry. We ruined it for a lot of people tonight, I think.
That's so funny.
Well, that's going to be it from us, folks. T-minus almost 2 hours and 20-ish minutes. If you're staying up, have fun. It was so amazing to see you guys. We love you guys, and it was great to catch up again after, not streaming for a really long time. Thank you guys for the viewership. This honestly might be some of the most concurrent viewers that we've had tonight, so seems like a lot of y'all are staying up, partying, pre-gaming before this episode. You can expect my review, hopefully tomorrow. Gonna try to avoid some of the errors I kept having last time I tried to upload, but we're gonna work around those, hopefully, so I can get it out to you quicker. But until then, I hope everyone has an amazing night. If you're staying up, hope you're not too sleep deprived tomorrow. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoys tonight's episode. I'm certainly excited. Hope we didn't get everyone's hopes up too much, but calling it now. I think Qui-Gon's gonna show up. Yep. He's got to either at least show up or make some noise. Yep. So
if the next 3 episodes are gonna be Obi-Wan the White, the Reckoning, the Return of the Jedi Master, then I think Qui-Gon has to be the catalyst. Yep. And they've hinted at it. He's been trying to talk to him first 3 episodes with no luck. I think we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it.
Yep. Well, thank you all so much for hanging out. This has been something. I hope everyone has a great rest of your night. Enjoy watching the episode, and hope you guys have a great rest of your week in store. And yeah, we'll see you guys again very, very soon. But until then, may the Force be with you guys. And good times. Always great hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much. Alrighty, take care, guys. May the Force be with you. Enjoy part 4, and we'll see you all on the other side. So,
have a good one.
See y'all soon.
Thanks for hanging out.